Rob Lyons here with Treksphere, and looking forward to bringing you our unboxing of the new 1000 USS Enterprise. This is a new model kit from Polar Lights of the Enterprise featured in Star Trek Discovery. We have the model kit and we have the light kit here, so let's take a look. All right, so here we have the box with the box art, very nicely done set of box art by John Eves. So we see here on the box 18 inches long, or 442 millimeters for those of you who were using the metric system. And this is a 1/1000 scale kit. In a little bit we're going to pull some other kits of the Enterprise just to give some comparison here. So let's go ahead and get into this kit. And this is the first time I've gone through the full kit itself, so we're just going to open it up. And here we have the saucer in two complete halves. You'll notice, first thing I notice is the saucer edge is complete. No need to put in any window inserts. That's really nice. We have the standard dome base that round 2 includes. And I don't know if you're able to tell, but that is a hollow tube there. That'll work out great for the lighting kit. That's going to be decals. We'll open those up in a little bit. Instructions. Looks like it's a fairly simplistic set of instructions here. We have a massive sprue of clear parts. And every window, everything is here. Nacelle caps, you've even got here, this is the hangar bay. So that's a great big sprue of clear parts. I don't know of a Star Trek model I've ever built that had that many clear parts. And then we have nacelle assemblies, struts, secondary hull, deflector dish. We're going to get all these parts out in a few minutes, but right now we're just doing the unboxing. I mean, that's a pretty hefty amount of kit there. So, all right. All right, now we're taking a look at the lighting kit. And so this kit has 37 LEDs. It's fully wired. There's no soldering that's necessary. It has a plug-and-play circuit board. It includes some clear tinted parts that will replace parts from the kit that we'll see in a moment, and it includes motors to run the fans on the Bussard ram scoops at the front. So right off the top we have our instructions, and we'll just pop this open. Plan ahead. That's a good idea. Install wires and sub-assemblies as you build. You cannot install after the sub-assemblies have been glued. That's a good thing. And you'll note on here that we have different steps. And so these are building on the steps that'll be present in the instructions, as well as instructions to mount the battery pack in the dome base. So you'll be able to run everything down. Unlike the lighting pack for the Klingon cruiser that expected you to put it underneath the impulse deck, here you're going to be able to put the battery pack right there in the dome base. A little bit of a wire, not really a wiring diagram per se, but enough of one to show where everything goes. All right, now let's see what all is included. We've got some clear parts here. So there we have impulse and Bussards. We have parts for the nacelles. Here are the Bussard fans, control board, battery pack, and all of your plug and plays, your LEDs, including a 4 LED round for the front of each nacelle. All right, so here we go. We'll get started taking a look at these parts with the saucer. I've cut them out of their bags and liberated them, if you will. And here we go. There's the top and the bottom inside of your saucer. So a couple features you'll notice. There are mounting pegs here for the lighting kit. all throughout here. That'll help ensure that your LEDs are pointing in the right direction. All of these are very nicely, all of the windows that are in here are very nicely cut out. There is no flash whatsoever in any of these. Nice, easy, very easy to look at putting this together. There's also, if you'll notice here, you've got a little bit of a kind of a tongue there that you can kind of notice. And when you go to the upper saucer, that works right into these grooves. So only in the spots where you've got windows or other features that are actually going to be specifically in need of having light pass through will you see a blank space. So all of these grooves are going to help reduce your light blocking needs with this. You know, the fact also this is a fairly thick plastic, very, very sturdy plastic, and it has been molded in this dark, almost kind of steel or maybe a dull aluminum color. All that's going to help to reduce your need to light block. Now, I'm not going to say don't light block this kit. I'll probably spray the inside with, black. I'll probably then go over it with silver or white, one or the other, before I actually start installing the lighting. But it should help take care of a lot of the light leaks that would come along with this. One thing I do notice that's interesting and that I may have to give some consideration to is these windows here that were lit in the original series and that we see lit on the Discovery version. These are not punched out. That's the first thing I'm noticing that maybe I'm going to have to take a little bit of surgery, and I might have to use some canopy glue to replace that and allow those to light up. I'll have to give some thought to that. There is then also the that little window there, whatever. I don't think we've ever actually been told what that is on this ship. So whether it's the lighting system or a window or whatever, it's there. You got the big bridge view screen window and obviously the big bridge dome. So yeah, so that's the primary hull, top side, bottom side, the nice impulse buildup there that you see. And there are clear parts, or I should say tinted parts. You can either do it clear with the included parts, or you can replace them. There we go. And those will slide right in there. I don't have them off the tree obviously here, but you'll be able to use those. So that's the primary hull. All right, let's take a look now at a few other parts. The secondary hull, the nacelles. Actually, we'll start with the decal sheet. So this is a fairly minimalist decal sheet. Of course, there weren't a lot of markings on the ship that were really discernible in Discovery. So you have the landing bay, landing kind of like target lights. You have the pennants, and you'll notice if you look at the pennants that there's a hint of hull plating. We're going to talk a little bit about that in a moment, both on the side pennants and also on the nacelle pennants. You have thrusters, and these should go on the aft end of the nacelles, as I recall correctly. And then obviously you have your name and number, only including the data for the Enterprise, because we've not seen any other ships at this point of the Constitution class in Discovery. So, all right. Let's take a look now at the secondary hull. Once again, you'll notice nice, very clean and clear. There's no cleanup that needs to be done on any of these window surfaces. I want to pay particular attention for a moment. This is a robust, very robust connection here. The nacelle connection points on Star Trek models, particularly of Constitution class ships, have been an absolute pain. Any Star Trek modeler who has built any of the previous incarnations knows this is always a problem point. Here you've got that really nice joint, and I'm going to bring over the part tree that includes the nacelle pylons. Look at those. You know, by the time you put these parts together and slip this in there, you're gonna have a good solid joint. Of course, the other thing I'll point out, since this kit is designed for lighting, there's no surgery needed. You've got a complete pathway right here for your wiring. You'll have no problems doing the wiring. As a personal note, I've never particularly, this is like the only design feature on this particular ship that I do not care for. This is one thing I may do something with. I may put some kind of visual interest, maybe some window screen in here to kind of maybe simulate a vent of some kind. You'll also notice here we have a couple more areas that are traditionally lights. I'm thinking about how we've seen it in Discovery, and I don't remember if these are ever lit up, but I wouldn't light them up personally, so I'm okay with that one, but some folks who are purists may want to light those up. There's no LED in the system to do that. You'll have to do that as a modification, but at any rate, that's there. So that's the secondary hull. Now let's take a look at the nacelles. First, I'm going to point out all of the parts. You'll see here's the nacelle grills. We have the bussard scoops, the front of the bussard scoops. These are all provided for you in the clear parts, but they're also provided in these tinted parts here as well. The only part that isn't provided as a tinted part that could conceivably be tinted is the fan. All right, let's move on to taking a look at the nacelles. So we've got, I've got the parts to make one nacelle here. I've popped the parts off of the tinted part tree that's included in the light kit. Now, if you wanted to paint your own, all of these are included, or if you're not buying the light kit, all of these parts are included in clear. Perhaps you have a specific tint that you want on some of these or whatever it may be, and that'd be fine. But in spite of all those being here, you won't need to use them if you're using the lighting kit. So let's just take a look again. Very clean. And of course, I'm trying to do this backwards here, but you'll notice, see how that fits right in there. We've got clips for your lights in here. There's a clip back here for a light to face aft into the end cap. There are, I haven't taken them off because I'm afraid I'm going to lose them, but you may notice there's a little spot right here. These occasionally glow on the show, and they've included the clear parts for those. Again, not going to put them in right now, don't want to lose the part. And let's see here. Just got to give it a little bit of a, whoop. I haven't glued it in though, so that's why that part did not stay. I probably could have taped it in for this, but. So then you have your part that fits in there, and then your nacelle end cap. Once you're all said and done with it, is going to simply pop right in there and hold this assembly together. So now obviously I got to do a little bit of work on this to get this all set up right in the way that it needs to be for assembly, but this is a really nice setup. This is very thoughtfully engineered. It'll take a little bit of patience just to make sure you got everything aligned, because especially with the light kit, you do not want to be in a situation where you get things unaligned here. But yeah, so that's, and then also I think I should point out on this as well, if I can get the forward end of the cap off here. There we go. You once again have some of this tongue and groove style. So again, your light leaks should come to they should be fairly minimal with this setup. All right, so once again, now I've not glued anything here. I've not put anything together solidly. Just want to give you an idea how this looks in the hand. You can see again those nice crisp windows. And like I said, there's no glue, there's no tape, there's nothing holding this together except just the friction of the parts together. This is, I'm going to be honest, this is probably the best engineered Star Trek kit that I have ever, well, I can't say built at this point because I've not finished it, but it's the best engineered kit I've ever laid eyes on. This is going to be a piece of art when it's done. All right, so let's take a moment and take a look at these two side by side. The ship on your right-hand side here, the one marked up as the Arethusa, this is the original AMT 650 scale kit. On your left is the Discovery version of the Enterprise. And again, I just quickly, put this together here to give you a size comparison of the full ship together. If I go down too much lower, I'm going to block out the light and it won't really be very easy to see, but I want to give you a good idea. Again, we showed you in the first video how the saucers match size-wise. I kind of speculated that the nacelles might be a little shorter. And I mean, they're pretty close. Now, I did, in this instance, this happens to be the kit I've got. I have a few customized parts on here, so the engine nacelle cap on my TOS is not the one that came with it. But roughly speaking, I think size-wise, I mean, they're close enough. And just to give you the bird's eye view of the two of them side by side from above. All right, so hope that you've enjoyed this first look here at Treksphere of the Polar Lights 11000 Discovery Enterprise. I want to share with you a little bit about what I'm planning to do in the coming weeks. I'm going to get started. I want to start putting together, getting the light kit in. I want to start getting some sub-assemblies built. We're going to come back when some of those sub-assemblies are done and let you have a good look at that and see how it's set up. We'll include some pictures of the build process. This may take a little while. Also right now, the Aztec decals that go with this set that will basically wallpaper the entire ship, those are still waiting to be shipped. And so I don't have those yet, can't get started at that point. So the next video I'd anticipate we're gonna have sub-assemblies. After that, we're gonna do some painting. The video after that, we'd have some decal work, and then we would wrap that up and bring it to its glorious conclusion at the very end by seeing the whole ship and give you my thoughts on it. Until then, thanks for joining us for this review, and we look forward to seeing you as we walk through. Right now, I gotta say, I am really excited and looking forward to building this ship, and a great big thank you to the folks at Round 2 for sending this copy to review and to build up here for Treksphere. Have a great day and happy modeling.